You can access credit facilities from banks. These are the most prominent formal sources of credit. This is where you go and get to apply for your loan facility, and they get to give you on specific terms that have been laid out on how certain types of individuals can be able to access these credit facilities. Banks will charge you interest depending on their prevailing interest regimes. So banks will have different kinds of facilities to give you. Banks can give you, for example, salary advance. This is where the bank that processes your salary gets to give you access to part of your salary before the date of receiving your salary. And then when your salary is repaid, they get to deduct. Banks can also have personal loans that are check-off in nature or scheme loans. This is where the bank has gotten into arrangements with your employer that the employees of that employer can get facilities at friendly terms from the bank, and in turn the company also assures the bank that as long as they are our employees, we will facilitate the deduction of the loan repayments and give it to you directly. Banks can also give personal loans that are non-check-off. This is where your company, your employer does not have an arrangement with the bank, but your salary passes through that bank, and that bank is able to take the risk of advancing some loan facility based on the stability of your salary that has been passing through the account which you have with them. Most times will only require your employer to just sign to confirm that you are their employee, but the employer does not deduct you at source. It is your responsibility, or most times when your salary is paid into the bank account, they will take their portion and leave the rest to you for your daily endeavors. Banks can also give asset-based finance or asset finance. This is where the bank helps you to acquire an asset. They do not give you cash. You identify an asset you want to buy, a motor vehicle, machinery, whatever it is that you want to buy. You bring the pro forma invoice to the bank. They check your affordability. If you are able to afford, then they are able to process the loan for you. They send the money directly to the seller who is selling to you that particular asset, and then that asset becomes security to the facility. That means, therefore, the asset is co-owned between you and the bank, or the bank registers its interests as paramount interests on the asset, so that in the event of default, then the asset can be recovered and sold to recover the money of the bank. Banks can also give home loans or mortgage loans. These are loans that are given to individuals or businesses to help them acquire assets in the real estate space, especially houses, be it for commercial or residential purposes. Banks can also offer what we call LPO financing. This is where you have been given an order to supply. Let's say you are a business person, you supply certain items, therefore another entity, another company has given you an order to supply, but they will pay you after you have supplied. Maybe you do not have the money to fulfill the order, to be able to execute the order. So you go to your bank, you tell them, I have been given this LPO or LSO. LPO is local purchase order, LSO is local service order. It is an order requesting you to supply. So you tell them, I've received this LPO to supply, but I don't have money. I need this amount of money. The bank will look at the LPO, will confirm its validity and its genuineness. And if they are satisfied, they can be able to advance you money on condition that when the other person will pay, they will pay through your account with the bank. So that when the money comes, then the bank will be able to deduct. LPO facilities are largely short-term. Banks can also offer overdrafts. This is where individuals or businesses are allowed to access money in their accounts beyond the 0 point. So you are given some limit into the negative, that when you do not have money, you can be able to access money into the negative up to the limit that you have been given. Most times when your next credit is landing into the account, it goes to fill the hole that you have dug as at the time when the amount is coming. Interest is usually charged on the amount that is in the negative. So if today you have 100,000 in the negative, that is what will attract interest. If tomorrow you have gone to the negative to 200,000, that is what will attract interest. If some money comes in and only 50,000 is in the negative, then that is what attracts interest. They can also give other facilities like invoice discounting. This is where you have executed a job or you have supplied and you have already issued an invoice, you are waiting for payment. Then you go to your bank, let's say you have, you're pressed with other matters, you need cash immediately. So you go to your bank, you tell them, I did this job, I have this invoice, I want some money against this invoice. The bank will be able to look at it, confirm if it is genuine, then they can give you the money, and when you will be paid, they will deduct their money, of course, together with their fee, and then you are able to access the rest. The banks can give letters of credit for people who are involved in import business. This is where they write to confirm that this person is of good standing. So you're free to do business with them. In any event, we will come in for them. These are letters of comfort. Banks can also give guarantees, bid bonds, performance bonds, and so on. Now, all these facilities can either be secured or unsecured. They can also be personal or business.